last at bat. And was that a pressure situation, or because of the way things have gone, did you not feel a whole lot of pressure there?
Well, we've been saying the pressure was on them, actually. So I went up there pretty loose. I was looking for a fastball at first, but what we saw in our report was that his go-to was breaking ball. So that turned out to be what I got and put it in play.
Matt and Brandon, I guess you guys were nervously watching from the dugout. Just take us through that. I mean, that's such a rush. Were you pacing? Were you doing anything superstitious to kind of keep the momentum going? And when he hit it, what was the rush out there?
Well, I think I'm going to go buy a lottery ticket after this because I told Ernie he was going to get up that inning and he was going to come up with a big hit. So I'm going to go do that first. But I also told our strength and conditioning coach in the dugout that Ernie looks a lot like Chris Taylor. And they both kind of worked out. I mean, it was fun. It was exciting. Our guys were tough up there. It was tough to watch. Wanted to be in the action in that inning, but we had full trust in everyone up there at bat to get the job done, and they did. Can't explain it. It was awesome. I think my heart stopped.
So I was kind of obviously on the other end of it. I was out in the bullpen. It's kind of roomy out there compared to the dugout, and I could not stop pacing. Back and forth, head turns towards the field, away from the field. Didn't really know what to do. We were in a big situation, kind of like Matt said. We have confidence in all of our guys, so we knew the big hit was coming. It was any time. It's just a matter of when. So it's nerve-wracking not being able to go out there and help or do anything about it, and you're just sitting back watching. But it's exciting. I mean, it's a rush like no other. That's the best way to explain it.
Brandon, I think this was your 50th start or something like that as a Virginia pitcher. And has there been one that has been maybe more frustrating, but also one that's had a better ending?
I can think of some that were a grind, kind of like today was. I didn't have my best stuff today. And, I think it's part of the game. You're not going to be there every game and every day that you go out there. So it was just a grind, and like I said, I can think of a couple starts here and there that kind of pop up first in my mind, but the big thing is we got the win, and that's, we're going to Omaha, so that's really the biggest thing for us.
Ernie, if you read your bio, you're school leader and all kinds of stuff. You ever done that before?
No, never. This is the greatest feeling ever.
Were you in that situation before? Where you had a chance to win it?
I've been in that situation, and I didn't pull through for my team, but I forget all that now.
Their guy had kind of handcuffed you for 7 2/3 innings. Just with a variety of crap that he was throwing up there and stuff. And were you happy to see him come out to start the 9th?
I guess he was throwing well. So, and we'd hit Mooney pretty well the game before. So we're ready for anyone. We're gonna get the job done. Doesn't matter.
Matt,
Sorry, Maddie. Sorry.
Matt, early in the game, Brandon was throwing a lot of pitches. He was very efficient those last 4 innings. Can you just talk about from your end as the receiver there, just kind of what he was doing and kind of what you guys were talking about throughout that stretch where, you really settled everything down?
Yeah, like Connor did yesterday, like Brandon and both Connor did in the regional. They managed when guys got on base. Base hit, lead off the inning, or double, or walk, whatever it was. Very rarely did that guy score, and I think that played a key role into us staying in the game for both days this weekend. They battled, they were tough, and I think that's the reason we won this weekend.
Brandon, in your start, Coach mentioned keeping you guys in the game. In your head, were you thinking like, okay, just don't let this get away because this team's pulled out so many?
Absolutely. It was huge having him behind the plate pulling me through. You go through your struggles in a game, and to have a guy behind the plate that really helps lead you and direct you and kind of find your, what you need to do and kind of keep your mind down and simple, I guess is the right word for it. But yeah, it was huge for us, really.
Sorry. Ernie, we've heard the name Chris Taylor a couple times already. Obviously, that hit in 2011, like people remember that so fondly. Now this hit's going to be right there with that. Has that even like remotely started to sink in for you, or what do you think that'll be like?
It hasn't really set in yet, I guess. I'm still kind of dinged up from getting dog piled on. My head's pretty banged up. I got a nice scratch, but I mean, it's cool. It's really cool. It's a lot of fun. I don't know how else to describe it. It's just been a lot of fun.
Yeah, Ernie, speaking of that, it looked like you got body slammed by Dougherty, I guess.
Yeah.
Was that unexpected? I mean, I know you expect to get thrashed a little bit, but that was a WWE move.
Yeah, that was impressive. Yeah. I got dinged up, but yeah. It's completely worth it though. I'll take it any day of the week.
You guys have talked about, and Brian has talked about, how you're kind of loose. How does this year compare to last year when you were expected to do this?
I think there was not pressure, but last year's team was expected. We were a national seed. We were expected to do some damage. And this year, I mean, I noticed it today when we were in the locker room this morning. Everyone was loose. We were joking around. It didn't feel like the environment that a super regional was about to happen. It's been like that way all year. Guys joke around, we have fun, but when it comes to game time, we're ready to go. And I think that looseness, that confidence has really played a key factor in us this year.
Ernie, right before Dougherty does, he draws a walk, and right before that, Joe had driven a walk against, the reliever. What was kind of your approach going to it?
Oh my God. Hey, Danny, no phones in the locker room. What are you doing?
I created a monster.
Yeah.
But watching two at-bats before you, what was your approach going up to that? Were you going to kind of be patient and take what he give you?
I definitely had to be selective. He was a little sporadic with his pitches, but I mean, he gave me something to handle with 2 strikes and took advantage, I guess.
For Matt and Brandon, you kind of referred to it, but going through this season without 3 of your key guys, did it become evident early in the season? It's got to be everybody. It's got to be a different guy every night. It's got to be all for one.
All right.
Take it.
I mean, it kind of goes back to the fact of we may have been missing some guys, but we really, truly trust all the guys there. So we knew, one guy falls, another guy's going to step up. And that's, really been our approach most of the year. Pretty much everybody's got an opportunity. Everyone's had a chance. Everyone's been in a big situation, and they've all had their successes. So I think that just goes to attribute the team that we have and kind of the trust that we have in one another, not only trust, but confidence. And I think that just shows, we can piece it together. We've been through adversity. We've been through ups and downs, and to be able to pull through and still be successful it's big. But I mean, like I said, we just trust in one another, and it's pretty simple.
Ernie, how much have you watched Chris Taylor's hit before? I know that's part of this lore. It's kind of something you have to look at before coming to this program, but how much have you watched that?
No, I watched it a ton, honestly. It's awesome. And he actually came by and took ground balls with us for a couple days, I think. And I watched even more after that. He's awesome, and that will go down in history, obviously.
When you guys were on the fence about making the ACC tournament, if somebody would have told you that you were going to end up in Omaha, would you have believed that?
Yeah. I think everyone in our clubhouse would have. All year we've known what we've had. We know we're a great team. We're with each other every day. We see the talent that we had, and we just had to put it together at the right time, and I think we did so.
Brandon, I think you're 3-1 or 4-1 in the NCAA tournament. Pretty low ERA over the course of your time here in those situations. What is it about this time of year that lets you kind of dial in and get the job done?
It's fun. I don't have a definite answer for you. I mean, if you think about it, when you're a child and you're in the backyard and imagine yourself in major leagues or whatever it may be, you're pitching in the big game. You're never, So I mean, I feel like it's something that everyone wants to do. Everyone wants to be in the big game. Everyone wants to have, the at-bat that Ernie had. You want to be in that situation, and I think everyone in our clubhouse wants to be in that situation. So I think it just comes down to making pitches, though, keeping it simple, and just trying to go out there and do your best.